So the PSR derby is upon us this weekend, and I'm saying drop him. But I'm going to explain why. Welcome to the preview for Everton versus Forest. Good morning, good evening, or good night. Hope you guys are doing well. And welcome to your preview for Everton versus Forest, the PSR derby, the correct Premier League derby. The thing that just stinks of an absolute draw. If you're enjoying the content, please don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to Forest Fan TV if you are new. And if you are, not easily offended by Van Hooijdonk, you can go and win his signed shirt, courtesy of Football Prizes, with an Insta win going to Arena ticket number 20, and that is signed and framed. That in itself is worth hundreds of quid. So if you hit that Arena ticket, let me know. The link's pinned in the comments. And if you haven't seen our match preview with the opposition fan, Everton Mike, go watch it after this video. I'll leave it on the end screen. Honestly, that boy cracks me up. Shout out to Mike and John on Blues Boys Network. Okay, but speaking of more pressing matters, Forest going to Everton. We will know already what Luton have done against Brentford. Is that a good thing? Is it a bad thing? I guess it depends on what the result is. And and the other thing to mention, sorry, I forgot. Go tonight, 8 p.m. Predictor League. Get your predictions in around 4:45, 5 p.m. A lot of content for you guys to absorb. So please do hit that like button. I don't know how I feel about this game. I'm sick of Forest turning up to teams where we're saying it's a good time to play them. I've probably heard it's a good time to play them at least 17 times this season. And I think we've only won one of those 17. If I had £1 for every time I heard that, I'd be 17 quid richer. But that's not the point here, because it is a good time to play Everton. They have injuries. They've just been tonked by Chelsea 6-0. They seem to have down tools for the manager. There was that beef up. I forgot to ask Everton Mike about it. I'll ask him about it on his channel. That beef up in Portugal between him and Patterson in terms of Sean Dyche. So things aren't really going that well for them right now. But can Forest capitalize on this is the question. And honestly, I'm not sure. And I think it revolves around the dropping of one person. Now, I'll say two things. This could be a Yates type match. I'll make a case for and against it. And by the way, if Yates plays, trust me, he'll score now because I said drop him. But that's not the point here. I'm talking about the balance of the team. When Dominguez came on for Yates, I just felt the team was so much more balanced. I felt comfortable with the 6 and the 8. Danilo, Fairweather Danilo is absolutely shining right now. And put a Dominguez alongside him, and we have a good chance of dominating that midfield against Everton. But I can see the case that some of you will put in the comments, no doubt, that this is a Yates type game. And I don't really know what that means anymore. Is it when you play crappy opposition who can't pass the ball, Yates is the person to break up the play of a team that can't pass the ball? Or is he better served? For me, and clip this, I'd start Yates against Chelsea. That would be the only game I look to start him for the rest of the season, because I would just stick him on Palmer and just make sure he does his annoying things to him and stops him from playing. But against an Everton team who will probably prefer not to have the ball, we need some ball playing midfielders, and Dominguez for me is the candidate. Now, the other thing to query about this is the height rule. If you're playing Dominguez in the midfield, he's not the tallest. Yates has some height about him. Maybe some of you will make a case for Sangare to play. Who knows? Let me know if you would in the comments down below. But let's get into the team sheet and let's talk about what I think is going to happen. So, this is a team that started last week. And honestly, my changes, as I just said, very simple. Yates off, Dominguez on, job done. Now, there is an argument as well for Elanga versus Reina. I liked what Reina did. The only criticism I would have had over Reina is he was cutting in a lot. As not even cutting in, but his position was more central, which didn't give us the width. And width could be really useful for us against Everton. So there is a good case for Elanga to start. In fact, I would say I'm not fussed either way who starts between Elanga and Reina. Probably Elanga would give it more balance. He's just got to sort his football IQ out. The only other change I would consider is Omar Bamadeli for Bolly, because as we've been saying all week, Everton only score goals through dead ball situations. So we need some height. Everton are going to pepper our box with balls, and they're just going to try and the FIFA term wing corner ball in, man, and just see what they can get from it. So we do need some height, and we do need to be fully concentrating on those corners. Ideally, just don't give any away. But the rest of the team, maybe you could make an argument for Tavares to come for Aina. I can probably see that happening because that Tavares, Callum Hudson-Odoi combo did work really well a few weeks back. But obviously his cameo against Wolves the other day wasn't great. I wouldn't be surprised by that one. But I think this is the team I would go with. What do you guys think? Do you agree or disagree? Let me know in the comments down below. Let's move it on to Everton, and God only knows what they're going to do. I'm making the assumption here that Branthwaite is out and that Keane is going to have to come in his place. The other one who looks like he's injured is Patterson, and that will probably mean Cashley Olds stays in at right midfield, and ideally that's what we want to see. Now, Calvert-Lewin as well didn't start against Chelsea. I think he will start against Forest. I think Sean Dyche was just using Chelsea as a throwaway match and saving Calvert-Lewin for this Forest match. So the change I think we'll see, because Beto is utter crap, man. I'm going to put Calvert-Lewin in, and if Beto scores, no, it's not my fault. In terms of the middle two here, what I think will happen, I could see Onana being dropped by Dyche because he hasn't been that great, and I could see Idrissa Gana Gueye coming in. I think he's probably their best defensively minded midfielder. It just, on paper, that team just looks crap. It really does. It's an opportunity for Forest, but this is Forest. He could change a couple of others in midfield. Sometimes he'll go three across the midfield. So you could see Ghana, Idris and Onana playing in the three there and potentially dropping Doucouré. Doucouré has been out of form. The other change that might happen will be Dan Juma coming in. Maybe for McNeil or maybe for Young. I don't know. It's going to be an ugly looking team, whatever way Sean Dyche goes with it. But it's going to be a dogged team. Who scares you from this Everton team? Let me know in the comments down below. And that brings us on to how is this match going to go? Well, go listen to what me and Mike said. We're in agreement. It's going to be ugly. It's going to be ugly. And if Luton do lose, Forest taking a point from this game isn't the end of the world. In fact, I think it wouldn't be too bad at all. My prediction is going to be 1 apiece. We'll score a goal. And they'll probably get, it won't be a corner goal this time. I think it will be a free kick crossed in, headed in because someone didn't pick up their man, and it'll be 1-1. And that will probably be in the 86th minute to equalise. But it's not a game that I'm expecting beautiful football to come out of. Brazilian style, prime Barca, that crap, I don't think you're going to see it. Having said that now, it could be a goal fest. There is this little voice in the back of my mind, Randy Orton style, that's just saying, we could and should win this one. And if Forest score early, if we can get our noses in front 10-15 minutes into the game, Goodison will turn toxic. It really will. And then maybe push on for a second. And if we get that second, the floodgates could open up. And this game's important because if we win it, we go 2 points clear of Everton. Let's assume Luton lose. I don't think they're going to. But then that puts a nice 4-point gap, technically 5, with the goal difference and with Man City coming up the following week. Is it a must-win for Forest? For me, it's a must-not-lose. But we're running out of games, we're running out of road, and there's only so much further you can kick this can down the road. Get your score predictions in down below. I feel confident and unconfident at the same time. I don't know how to describe it. Like, I look at it and think, yes, we can do it. And then a minute later, I think, yeah, this is Forest. This is Forest. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. If you haven't already and you want to pick up your Van Hooijdonk tickets, I'll leave it for you on the end screen. And make sure, if you didn't watch it last night, check out the preview we did with Mike. Don't let the kids anywhere near. There was a few choice words in there. And hit that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to Forest Fan TV if you are new. And we'll see you on the Predictor League later on this afternoon or on Gore, depending on what time you're watching this back. Come on, you Reds.